The left hook power just runs in the family or something. And I seen enough. Sign her in the UFC. Aline Pereira, the sister of Alex Pereira, just got a left hook knockout in karate combat. She throws it like him too. It's crazy. And the leg kick. She's tall, long, powerful, throws a left hook like Alex. She connects with the leg kick with the side of her own shin or the side of her foot, just like Alex does, but she targets the thigh instead of the calf. And she was trying to set up her opponent with the backstep, fade out left hook after countering with a right straight, because her opponent was constantly throwing out her own left hook and Pereira was shooting down the right straight from distance, being the much longer fighter. Connecting with that punch, the opponent was trying to lead in also with the leg kick, using that also as a step forward, overextended because she got hit by the right hand, left hook to the nose, finishes off the fight in the ground and pound too. You could see the power in Aline Pereira trying to finish off the fight with ground and pound. And can you imagine, like, Alex isn't even the most powerful of his family. The others just didn't want to fight professionally. Like, his grandpa actually has, like, the most powerful left hook out of all of them. And Alex is actually, like, the weaker one of his family. Imagine that. Imagine the lore behind the physical power of his family. Alex is actually the weakest of them. Like the Gracie lore, Royce Gracie was the worst of them, but they used him in the UFC just to prove how good their family was at fighting. Alex is like the striking version of that. The best striker in the world, but the other men in his family are just like way better somehow. No, I'm kidding, but Alex was there and he was coaching her. A couple days after he beat Khalil Roundtree, he actually went back in the training room to train his sister for this fight. He was in her corner as well, giving her advice. It must have been so happy to see her win by knockout like that. What a great week for Alex and Aline Pereira. Their family gained back-to-back knockouts. And throughout that whole fight, man, it was the right straight that was really landing on her opponent. Straight punches beat looping punches, connecting with a precise right straight throughout the whole fight. And this was an interesting exchange where the opponent was backed up to the ramp, I guess you call it. It's like the corner of the karate combat arena. So the floor is elevated at an angle and the opponent had to step up on the ramp, which is not going to create a lot of distance between her and Pereira. So Pereira was still able to land the right straight, clean to the chin, and then ducking under the counter punch from her opponent with one single movement. So right straight from distance, ducks under, and looked to pivot around. Aline Pereira also got hit clean by an overhand when she was throwing the leg kick, took the punch easily, shook it off, and got right back into the fight. So if she stays in karate combat, the arena is a very interesting part of that striking contest. And you could tell that she's a bit of a scrapper. As the opponent was trying to get in, Aline was like countering on the back foot with her hooks, trading shots, and she's good with her distance management, using her punches, but her kicks seem to be not as good as her punches, especially the high kick. She was a bit off with the range, throwing that up there, connecting on the hand, and not getting too close to connect to the head, but she is 34 years old. That's the thing about Aline Pereira. She probably isn't going to fight that much longer. I mean, 34 years old. We'll probably see some good kickboxing bouts and maybe a few more MMA fights because this karate combat fight was just striking. It was pretty much a kickboxing contest. I don't think she's going to be able to learn the grappling in order to become a high-level MMA fighter. So we might not see her in the UFC or any other MMA organization because of that. And a lot of the female fighters, they gravitate towards grappling more than striking in general. Even if she was in the UFC, she would have to fight a lot more grapplers than strikers, always landing when the opponent was throwing the left hook. So great performance by Aline Pereira. I don't know much about her opponent, to be honest, and honestly, I don't really care too much about how good her opponent is because I'd rather watch Aline Pereira get knockouts like this than watching some of the female fighters in the UFC, to be honest. Aline Pereira seems really fun. There's like fun lore with her and Alex, like some really cool stuff, man. And I'm just wondering, how powerful is Alex's dad and like his grandpa and his great grandpa? Like, because bro, there's no way that the brother and sister are that powerful and their grandpa wasn't. Like, bro's ancestors are knocking out Buffalo with a left hook. And karate combat seemed pretty cool too. They had Boss Rutan on the commentary. I think that's Logan Paul's co-host, Mike Meliock or something like that. I don't know if he's a regular as a commentator, but he was pretty decent. But I really like hearing Boss Rutan, man. The guy's hilarious. He knows fighting. He's one of the best commentators in the sport ever. Him back in Pride with Mauro Ranallo was so legendary. I should definitely watch more karate combat. I did watch the Luke Rockhold fight before, but other than that, I haven't been watching too many karate combat fights. But if Aline Pereira is going to get more knockouts like that, I'll definitely tune in a lot more, and for other fighters as well. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to give it a like, make sure to subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, and I'll see you in the next video. Shama.